Hey there, crafters, and thanks for joining me today. Today we are going to be having some stinking cool fun with these stinking cute Angry Birds projects. I have a candy bar here and we have a card. Angry Birds are everywhere. You may remember my musical card from last year. Oh, don't you love him? You can catch the video for this guy in my YouTube channel or by clicking on the link in the description of this video. They are everywhere, aren't they? Literally. If they're not on your phone or on your computer, they're in the mall kiosk or on everybody's t-shirts. Why not on a candy bar? Make your own party supplies. Today I'm going to show you how to make this stinking cute candy bar. And the card you'll make exactly the same. All of these supplies are available on my online store by clicking in the description of this video link. Let's get started. I'm starting with a large candy bar. I'm using Hershey Symphony today. The best way to go about getting started with a candy bar is to actually measure the wrapper. Now I'm going to leave this one on and I'm going to do the measuring while it's on it. So what I did was I measured from here to here, and each candy bar might be slightly different. This particular one is 6 7/8, and these dimensions will be on my blog. So I took an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper and I cut it down to 6 7/8 this way. It's still 11 inches this way. Now here's another tip. If you attach your outer wrapper to the actual candy wrapper, you'll be able to slide the candy bar in and out. So you can eat this one and put a new one in there and keep your super cute Angry Birds wrapper. It's like a home decor after this, right? So I'm taking some Stampin' Up! Sticky strip and I'm going to attach that right to the candy bar. This red backing is a protective layer. We'll peel that right off too. Then I'm going to take the cardstock, line her up, and stick it right down on that sticky strip. Next I'm going to take a bone folder, take the pointed edge right up against the edge of the candy bar and draw a line. Fold it up sideways and do the same thing. I'm going to cut off 2 inches on the strip. So my original would have been 6 3/4 by 9 inches. Just keep in mind that each candy bar is a little differently sized. So you may need to do this to figure out the length if you want to keep the wrapper on. Little more sticky strip on the back edge. Peel off the protective backing and then just stick that down. So now our candy bar is all red. And we are ready to make our bird. Bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. We'll be creating our bird with some Stampin' Up! Punches. I'll have all of these listed along with the dimensions on my blog. 2 black, 2 white, 2 super small black, a black and a more mustard square, 3 black word window, 3 red word window. The crumb cake was cut from the 3.5 inch Big Shot die. For the assembly portion, I'll be using Stampin' Up! Snail adhesive and their mini glue dots. Mini glue dots come in a roll. I'm going to start with those with the eyes. We'll start by sticking the inside to the lower center of the whites. And you notice I'm sticking these right on the roll. Makes it easier. And then stick the whites onto the black, so they have a little black rim. The red panel I'm going to be working on. I'm going to start by taking the 3.5 inch crumb cake circle, that's his belly, putting some snail on the back of that, and just putting that up like the bottom quarter of the red sheet. Then I'm going to flip it over, and you can use either a paper cutter or your scissors and just trim off the extra. Next we're going to create his beak. I'm going to cut the 2 squares in half on the diagonal so they're 2 triangles. We'll attach 1/2 together. That will be the upper part. On the lower part I'm going to take and trim up a little bit of that. I'm going to trim off part of the right hand edge so it's no longer symmetrical. And now I'm going to use some snail or a glue dot and attach that to the black. I'm going to attach it first because I want to use that as my guide when I'm cutting the black. So it's exactly the same border. And that's going to be his beak. So we can go ahead and stick that down. A little bit of an angle. Not quite straight because he's a little angry. Hence the term Angry Bird. Now when I go to stick his eyes down, put some adhesive on the back, but I overlapped a little bit here, so that the 2 whites touch and they meet at the beak. Make sure he's not googly-eyed or he's a dazed bird, not an angry bird anymore. Just like the original, it's the eyebrows that make him angry. I'm using the 1 3/8 inch square punch to create his eyebrows. I'm going to go ahead and punch out a square at the edge of a piece of black cardstock. Then I'm going to take my punch and move it up into the corner so it's even of that punch that I just did, and punch again so that creates the eyebrows. Now I actually thought this was just a hair too big, so I just trimmed off a tiny bit of the edge of the eyebrows. Then we'll stick those angry eyebrows down. Mrs. Potato Head says that too, the angry eyebrows. So much fun. Now we have our bird shape. I mean, it's really that easy and it's so super fun. So now I'm going to layer this on a black panel. It's just 1/4 inch larger. And then we'll go ahead and stick that down on the front of the candy bar. And of course it could be done now, but we don't have his little feather tuft or his tail. Both created with word window punches, 3 in black, 3 in red. Stick those right to your mini glue dot roll. For the red, I attach the middle one slightly higher than the 2 edges. When I take it off, I'm actually flipping it over so the red one's in front, sliding that under the candy wrapper. Stick it way in there so it just sticks up a little bit, just adds that little character, and so stinking cute. Tail feathers I did the same way, mini glue dot. I stuck those all together, and that I just stuck on the back of the candy bar. So it sticks out like that. And our candy bird, candy bar, is complete. The card you make exactly the same way. The card dimensions are on my blog, as well as the video for the musical card and the matching blackbird. I hope you've enjoyed this project. Be sure to visit my blog for hundreds more tutorials, ideas, and inspiration. Thanks for joining me today.